This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com, featuring Anabay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anabay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slipcovers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
If you're shopping while working, eating, or even listening to this podcast, then you know and love the thrill of a deal. But are you getting the deal and cash back? Rakuten shoppers do. They get the brands they love, savings, and cash back. And you can get it too. Start getting cash back at your favorite stores like Levi's, Plow & Hearth, Adidas, Sephora, and Neiman Marcus. Stack sales on top of cash back and feel what it's like to know you're maximizing the savings. And it's easy to use. And you get your cash back sent to you through PayPal or check. The idea is simple. Stores pay Rakuten for sending them shoppers, and Rakuten shares the money with you as cash back. Download the free Rakuten app or go to Rakuten.com to start saving today. It's the most rewarding way to shop. That's Rakuten. Rakuten.com.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Labor Day sale and get 35% off paints and stains August 22nd through September 4th. With prices starting at $31.84, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your interior or exterior, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
It's KFI AM 640, and you're listening to The Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app.
We're watching a fire progress. Crozier, this is Orange County, isn't it?
Yeah. Angel's got a lot of details on it. Where you at, Angel?
Yeah, so right after I did my lockout, I received 2 messages from the city of Laguna Beach. The first one saying that Laguna Canyon Road has reopened southbound, that's inbound, from El Toro Road to Coast Highway. And as we speak here, we're also hearing that the hard closure along Coast Highway has been canceled as well. Coast Highway is reopened between Laguna Canyon Road and Crown Valley Parkway. So if you're there and you still see that it's off limits, they're lifting it right now. So the word is out. Coast Highway has reopened between Crown Valley Parkway and Laguna Canyon Road. And inbound lanes of Laguna Canyon Road now open from El Toro Road. Yeehaw!
Oh, yeah, that is good news. And so the fire is, the situation is what with the fire?
Well, the fire is still being extinguished, but it's still an active scene, but it's
surrounded.
It looks like forward movement.
Okay, yeah.
Sure, let's call it surrounded. Okay. There you go.
Well, I like
what else do you want to call it?
I like the lingo. I like the jargon. You know, I'm a big one for jargon. And when you said what you said right after I did my lockout. The following information. So lockout is the thing you do where you say, I'm Angel Martinez, and what is your lockout?
With Southern, I'm going to do it Mark Thompson style.
Oh.
With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports.
I see.
I'm Angel Martinez.
Is that the way I sound to you?
That?
That's, yeah. I thought it was fine, but I thought delivered a little side of mockery, which I could have done without.
I even put the American Idol pregnant pause at the end.
See. It was that.
I noticed that. Yeah.
Oh, I got it. Well, the crowd seemed to get it. Well done. Well done. Well
Thank
done. Speaking of fires, we are looking at 6 months. It's been 6 months since the Eaton and Palisades fires, and 23,000 acres, 7,000 structures in the Pacific Palisades area. 12 people lost their lives. And there are finally the last areas that were still shut down that are now open on PCH, for example. And they're doing tons of construction. The community trying to rebuild there. And, I think in Altadena, 95% of those properties that were eligible had all the debris removed. They've awarded $27 million to families, to workers, and small businesses impacted by the fires. So we are looking at the fires 6 months later.
It's crazy to think that it's been 6 months since the Palisades fire absolutely destroyed and devastated this community. You have areas like this behind me that remind you of what took place 6 months ago today, but you also have areas like this empty lot that have been cleared from all that debris, and it shows you that the rebuilding process has started, but this fire was unlike anything we've seen before.
It's just utter devastation when you take a look at complete neighborhoods just wiped out by this fire. We have a feeling that this thing is going to go very soon, but just check this out. We have fire crews all up and down the city center. But once again, all these restaurants, all these iconic places that people love here in Malibu have just burned to the ground.
And isn't that so much part of the process of building back? I was just reading about building back, and you've got to build back to a community that is still diminished, right? Like everybody's not there. It's not a question of just reopening your store, your restaurant. The people who went to your store and restaurant aren't living there anymore. They've had to move. Even if they're rebuilding, it'll take a while before all that stuff's rebuilt. So even as billionaire Rick Caruso wants the Palisades Village Shopping Center to bring people back, he's reopening. And a longtime Palisades clothing store owner, Elise Walker, her place burned to the ground, but she's going to reopen in that same shopping center. The problem becomes, the ongoing challenge becomes, what region in the community or adjacent to the community comes to keep you going, to keep you vital, to keep your business afloat? It's hard. 6 months later, we still don't have many parts of our community rebuilt. And so I want all of these businesses, as we all do, to reopen and to be thriving. It's just so hard right now when you have that loss of structures, homes. The entire community will take years to build back to where it was. So I think the will is there. And even the way is there to rebuild and to reopen. But the question is simply, will there be enough foot traffic to keep a lot of these commercial businesses running? So these are I want to say they're sort of in that category of we'll have to wait and see. But meantime, residents who are trying to build back, both in the Eaton Fire area of Altadena and in the Palisades Fire area, they're now dealing with, okay, we've gotten clearing. We've also got sort of an expedited schedule in terms of what we're allowed to build back and how quickly we're allowed to build back. But still, how long will it take? How long will it take to get the materials? How long will it take to get the blueprints? How long will it take to get the clearances and the crews to get on some kind of schedule to build this entire region back? And then, of course, there's the emotional impact. It's devastating. You've lost everything. Your community isn't there. It's not just you rebuilding your life. It's others rebuilding their lives. And the museum of their lives, their home, has been lost. All of the contents, all of that emotion, all that significance is gone. And there is a real emotional wreckage that these communities have to deal with. And many of these areas that are affected and will be affected involve a breadth of people, some of whom have the means to hang on and some of whom don't have the means to hang on. It's it's a real problem 6 months later. I mean, to the credit of everyone, the communities pulled together. They got the debris clearance going. They began to put the infrastructure in place to build back. I mean, it really is a credit to a lot of people that these communities are on track to build back. I'm just pointing up a few of the things that have to come together further for things to really get to the finish line. When we come back, 6 months after Eden and Palisades, there are signs of recovery and there's signs of challenges. And our own Heather Brooker on the entire region 6 months post-fire. We'll have that next.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. On Demand from KFI AM 640.
Well, it has been 6 months since the tragic fires involving Altadena, the Eaton Fire, and Palisades in Malibu, the Palisades fires. And 6 months after this devastation, we look back at the hope and also the damage done and communities stepping back up. And we do it with our own newsroom. Is it Heather Brooker?
Yes, sir.
All right. With her standing by, here's a look back.
I don't see this house making it.
It started with a strong wind warning. The Santa Anas are nothing new for people who live in Southern California, but this was different.
That is a wall of flames, people.
We've got some strong winds on the way. This is a particularly dangerous situation. This is about as bad as it gets in terms of fire weather.
At 10:29 in the morning on Tuesday, January 7th, the first 911 call was made to the LA Fire Department about a brush fire near homes in the affluent Pacific Palisades community.
This is Gary and Shannon. In the Palisades right now, they say this beast started at about 10 acres. That was the quickest estimate you could get, already at 10 acres, but with the potential to spread to 200 acres within 20 minutes.
According to dispatch reports, the first firefighters arrived within 20 minutes on the ground and with aerial support. But by then, the flames, propelled by unrelenting winds of more than 60 to 80 miles per hour, had more than doubled.
The first flames just near Goat Peak, if you know that is, and it's headed down towards the Palisades, 30 to 40 mile an hour sustained winds, and then gusts could be higher than that.
Over the next few hours, there would be a mad scramble of people trying to gather what they could of their belongings and get down the hill to safety, while firefighters and other first responders tried to get closer to the flames. They were quickly overwhelmed and surrounded with the fast-moving fire and intense smoke that blackened the sky.
0% containment. Preliminary reports estimate the damage or destroyed structures to be in the thousands.
The devastation was almost immediate and widespread. More than 10,000 homes were under evacuation orders. A man named Curtis told reporters he lost everything.
I mean, everybody's lost, not just this community. The community next door, I'm sure all the people up there have lost everything. It's just pretty devastating. This is pretty devastating. I don't think LA's seen anything like this before, not even the earthquake.
People tried to save what they could, but with the rugged terrain and narrow streets in the Palisades, it was nearly impossible to try to escape as the streets became gridlocked. Some even abandoned their cars, fleeing on foot, which made it difficult for firefighters to get trucks to the fire line. The rest of Los Angeles and the world listened to radio reports and watched video of local news and on social media showing the chaos, confusion, and heartbreak unfold as people fought for their lives and watched their homes burn.
Don't know. I'm going to go sit and watch the news all day.
And while the Palisades fire tore down the hillside and into Malibu with no signs of slowing down, a new threat emerged.
We're talking about this fire in the Palisades, but you've got news that there's something else going on?
It started out as 10 acres. Now it's bigger in Eaton Canyon on the east end of Altadena and border of Pasadena. They got full brush response from LA County and Pasadena on it. And
James Brotherton from the National Weather Service in LA told KFI's Tim Conway Jr. 40 miles across town near the quiet community of Altadena, a new fire had sparked in Eaton Canyon. Residents reported seeing flames at 6:10, But evacuations weren't ordered until more than an hour later. And within the hour, the fire had reached homes and many people began to self-evacuate.
I wish I could explain how the Santa Ana winds really are on any given day, but they were going 80 miles an hour, and despite the fires themselves, it was just like an absolute windstorm. We've heard about fires in our area for years. I mean, we live in the mountains. It's a very normal thing. Never have we thought about something being as close as it was until we received a text message with a photo that showed the fire just a few miles from our home behind our church.
Lauren Ben and her daughter Lori recalled the terrifying winds and heavy smoke that filled the air as they left behind the home that had been in their family for generations.
And then we realized how serious the fires were and that there might be a chance to evacuate.
That night, the winds were at least 95 miles per hour. And even when we were packing the cars, the hood kept falling on our heads because the wind was so strong. Small little tornadoes in the road. And then trees were down, wires were down. It was one of the most scary things.
KFI's continuing coverage of the fires, plural, not only the Palisades fire, but also the emerging Eaton Canyon fire. We're getting
an entire nursing home was forced to evacuate before first responders arrived. The images of the elderly and infirm surrounded by smoke and flames were hard to watch. Reportedly, firefighters called for backup multiple times, but were told none were available. They said hydrants failed, and the flames grew stronger, overtaking historic homes and businesses within minutes. One firefighter even used a pool to fill a trash can with water.
And we have 0% containment. We have several reported injuries and over 1,000 structures damaged and destroyed.
Former LA Fire Chief Kristen Crowley and LA County Fire Chief Anthony Maroney told the public that the extreme wind and drought created a rare and deadly combination that made it nearly impossible to stop the wildfires in the Palisades and Altadena on January 7th. It would be 24 days before the last flames of the Palisades and Eaton Canyon were finally put out. When the smoke cleared and embers died down, 30 people were killed, 12 in the Palisades, 18 in the Altadena area. More than 16,000 structures were destroyed, most of them homes. The Palisades and Eaton fires were among the most destructive in California history, with an estimated $94 billion to $164 billion in total capital and property loss. With so much devastation and loss, how do these communities begin to recover? Now, 6 months later, there is finally a ray of hope.
The KFI AM 640, live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app. And that's a bit of Heather Brooker's look back on 6 months post-fire, the Eaton fire and the Palisades fire. And there, I found it chilling just to listen to, you know, the original reports, the original moments where we discovered there was this fire, and you had a sense for just how completely overwhelmed all of us were with both the information, and imagine all of those charged with helping these communities, firefighters, police officers, first responders, etc. The future, though, is bright, and Heather continues with part 2 in a moment.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. On Demand from KFI AM 640.
This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com. Featuring Anabay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anabay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slipcovers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
We're looking back 6 months later at the fires that devastated Southern California From KFI News, Heather Brooker has part 2 of our look back.
As daylight broke on January 8th, the full scope of the catastrophe was still coming into view. Fire was devouring everything in the Palisades and Altadena, from schools and churches to mobile home parks and celebrity estates, along with state parks and iconic restaurants. Thousands of people left without homes, businesses were gutted, and many people remained unaccounted for. And the flames were still raging. It would be 24 days until the last ember was extinguished.
Really, the entire foothills above us was just completely in flames.
Jose Valenzuela is a longtime Altadena resident and owner of Altadena Grocery Outlet, a staple in the community. He says thankfully his family and his employees were safe from the fires, and shockingly, his grocery store was spared from destruction.
We suffer very minor actual structural damage to our building, which is just, again, can't really make sense of it. But everything around us, unfortunately, and I mean literally everything around us has burned to the ground.
In the months since the fire, he has felt the real heat of loss.
When we open, we pretty much dropped 50%. We know it's going to come back and we will rebuild, and we are, looking forward and pushing ahead. But the reality is going to be a little while. There's no people living in our community at this moment.
In fact, many of the businesses that remain in the fire areas are struggling to keep their doors open.
Webster's has been here since 1926. So we are 99 years old in Altadena.
Meredith Miller, who owns the historic Webster's Community Pharmacy, says she and her husband scrambled the night of the fire to find another pharmacy that could temporarily handle their customers' prescriptions and ensure patients had access to their medications.
There's a Bank of America that basically shares the parking lot here, and they burned down. So at that point, we kind of figured it was over for us. When we got back in here in mid-February, we had to literally destroy everything. So that was tough. Every pill, every item on the shelf had to go. And so when we got back in here, we were basically empty and starting all over again.
What were those first few weeks like after you reopened your business?
So the first couple of weeks of being here were frankly very difficult for everybody. There were a lot of tears, a lot of trauma, a lot of shock. People kind of just in a daze coming in. They needed to get a prescription, and all we did was hug and feel, and just be grateful that we were all alive and that we were going to overcome this somehow.
There's still a long way to go for residents to recover and rebuild. Altadena Town Council Chair Victoria Knapp says there is no set timeline for full restoration, but progress is steadily being made.
Rebuilding is just getting underway. There are homes, that were the first permits that were issued, that are underway.
Knapp lost her home, as did many of her friends and neighbors.
We were the first neighborhood, or among the first neighborhoods, to be evacuated.
She says the biggest need in the community right now is financial.
What folks are facing now is the real financial reality of rebuilding a home from the foundation up. Mm-hmm. We are battling with the insurance commissioner. We are battling with insurers. Anyone who has paid a premium into their policy to protect them in situations like this is deserving of having their full payout as quickly as possible. And that isn't happening.
According to the LA County Permitting Progress Dashboard, they've received over 1,000 applications to rebuild in fire zone areas, and 85 building permits have been issued so far. 43 of those are for single-family homes, and only one of those homes is in the Palisades. Despite the average wait time of 51 days, the Army Corps of Engineers says debris cleanup is months ahead of schedule.
We were thinking it would take about a year, and now we are, I think when I look at both fires, we're about 94% complete.
Colonel Jose Avishal with the Army Corps of Engineers says they remove debris, fire ash, asbestos, and the foundation if necessary, then hand over the land back to the owner. He says making sure the soil is stable is an essential part of their job. What has been the biggest challenge then in clearing these wildfire zones, especially in the more hillside areas like the Palisades?
So you hit it right there. Logistics is it drives the entire operation. right? And so, the hillside properties, especially in the Palisade and the cliffside properties, they have been really challenging. And
how does the speed of this wildfire recovery differ from other wildfire recovery efforts?
This one has been unique from a lot of different aspects. We also have a really huge industrial base to rely on. We have lots of potential contractors in California that can come and surge assets. So that has been a huge benefit here. Another huge benefit has been just the partnership. So between the county, the state, federal government, all working in unison.
Across town, places like the Real Inn and Moon Shadows along PCH in Malibu were completely destroyed. Now, 6 months later, one sign of hope that things are moving forward, the iconic restaurant Gladstone's has opened its oceanside deck for business.
We still have this public deck where everyone can come and hang out. And this is open to the public all the time. You don't have to buy stuff from us. You can come visit. If you're visiting your property that's here and just don't have a place to hang out, this is the spot.
Both communities face a long road ahead. Recovery will take months, even years. But Californians are no stranger to resilience. As the physical reconstruction moves slowly forward, the emotional scars remain. Residents of the Palisades and Altadena are determined to keep their communities in the spotlight, not just for the next 6 months, but for years and generations to come.
This devastation has bonded us for sure, but it's been hard.
We're a strong community. We know we're gonna overcome this, but I think it's important for us to continue to share the story.
Indeed. Great reporting, great look back, and we hope the best for all the communities affected. And that, when you think about it, is really many of the communities that weren't just part of the burn damage. The ripple effect extends to all of us. So thanks again to Heather Brooker on a look back 6 months post-fire. When we come back, 4th of July weekend, what did this wild staff here at KFI do for the 4th of July weekend? I know we're going to have some very good stories of 4th of July revelry when we return. Angel and Crozier, Stafouche, Matt. This is a party crew. I can only imagine what it's going to be. We'll get into it next. Also, there was a development at Big Bear over the holidays, and it was related to fireworks. We will update the situation with the Bald Eagles. We'll do that next.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com. Featuring Anna Bay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anna Bay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slipcovers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
And we're just wrapping up the 4th of July festivities. I can only imagine our staff, I was saying. I mean, these are people... And, you see this played out every day here with a joie de vivre, a lust for life. These are the people you want to be the nucleus of any kind of social event you might be putting together. I mean, you get it. Again, you can feel it every day here on the Conway Show. And so it's with great anticipation that I ask these people, all of the staff here, what did you do for this great 4th of July weekend? I'm going to start with Michael Crozier.
Mark, it was an electric day on Friday, July 4th. Came into work and did a little work. And then I left at 7.
Yeah, that's still time to see some of the
When the
festivities.
show was over, yes, I got home by 8 o'clock, and Jen and I had just enough time to turn on the jacuzzi, hop in the jacuzzi, and we could see over the top of some buildings over on our side to the east of us. We could see the remnants of a fireworks show that took part, and we had a good time and went to sleep.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in a way, that wasn't such a bad day. You still got home with the,
No, I got to be here. I got to work on the Tim Conway show. Tim wasn't here, but, hey.
I think working on a holiday can be a good thing. No
I'm
one's
used to it.
around. Yeah, we're in this industry. You're kind of used
Travel was awesome. To and fro work on Friday, I'll say that.
Has to be true.
Yeah, about worth it.
Yeah. Angel Martinez, are you connected to us right now, speaking of travel, to the point that you could give us a sense of what your 4th of July was like?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, as you know, I have a dog.
Yeah.
And like most dogs they're not fond of those exploding sounds, popping sounds,
awful.
and
Just
such.
awful, yeah.
It is. And so I have some friends who also have, some older dogs who really are not fond of those sounds as well. So I went up to their house and we hung out for the day, barbecued, hung out by the pool, played with the dogs. And then as the sun started to drop, LA Harbor is pretty close by, so you could start to hear all of the kabooms going off in the harbor. And I have a little bird as well, and he was at home. So my idea was to get back home before the big firework displays start because I didn't want him to be alone.
No,
and
that's sweet.
So we hustled and we drove home. But you know what? Driving down that 405 as the sun's dropping on the 4th of July was like driving through a firework tunnel, making your way through Westminster. These huge fireworks were going off right over the freeway. My dog's freaking out in the back seat, and she's got her little seatbelt on and stuff, so she was okay. But
are these fireworks displays? They're illegal fireworks? Is what you're talking about?
Well, the firework displays I was talking about are the legal planned ones that go off, in the neighborhood.
Community by community has them, sure.
Yes. But the ones along that were blowing up just right above my car on the 405, I don't think were planned events.
Yeah, I can't imagine that the community has planned a fireworks display that's going off right over the 405. No.
But the concept of a firework tunnel is kind of cool, though.
Yeah.
And it was kind of cool, but it was freaking my dog out. So anyway, we got home, and once we hopped on the 73, all was calm and well, and got home, fed my dog a little melatonin calming bar, which are great for any dog owners out there. And got the bird and hung out, and watched episodes of Sex in the City.
Oh, there you go. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a soft landing. I love that.
Yeah. It was a great night.
That's really, really cool. Stefouche, you also worked, I believe, on the 4th of July, right?
That is true, just not here.
Not here. You went for the more lucrative option, which was what?
Doing Lyft and Uber all through the weekend, and it was pretty busy. It was pretty good, so I couldn't complain about it.
Was it surge pricing for any of that period?
That definitely happened on Friday night. Thursday was just like because since the 4th fell on a Friday, I knew a lot of people were going to go out on Thursday night because it's basically like an added Friday. So people were going out, people are having fun. And I got to say, I'm really lucky. I would say 98% of the people that I picked up weren't even drunk or, too inebriated. And everyone was super cool. I think everyone was just in a good mood. I think because of all the news that's been on, it's kind of nice to have a little bit of a distraction for a day or two.
Sure.
And so
do most people, this is interesting because you made me think of it with what you were just saying. Are most of your rides in the evening with people who are inebriated?
Well, definitely. I mean, before
On a
I used to
holiday
work,
weekend, probably.
before I used to work full time Monday through Thursday, but I'd stop at like 5 or 6. But Friday and Saturday night, I mean, that's basically people going out because that's when you can make the most money in the shortest amount of time. Because
people call you because they have decided to drink and they don't want to drive themselves.
Exactly. It's people coming out of bars, clubs, house parties, the usual. And, it's also cool because no traffic. So it's just zipping around all over the city.
So that was one of your better days and nights.
Oh, yeah. That's why I had to make sure I was there. Oh, and I got to go to Mo's party. So that was really fun.
Oh, Mo's party.
He had me on as a guest. And then there was like a dance party and they had a bunch of food. So I got fed. And that was like a nice little break on the 4th. And then after that, I just continued on my way throughout the night.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's a very special. And Matt, did you do anything special?
No, nothing.
Producer Matt filling for Sharon, nothing?
Nothing too special. No, I was like Angel with my dog, watching out for my dog.
It is true if you have dogs. It's really a traumatic thing. And, I know it'll never stop because it's sort of part of our culture. The beauty of fireworks displays are there, but it's so disruptive. I know 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 people who've lost their dogs during fireworks displays, and and they've lost them forever. I mean, it's just it's really sad. So not to mention there's kind of an environmental thing, but the only reason I mention it is because eventually I would think the drone stuff is going to get so good. They can do so much with the lighting and effects that are displayed in any number of ways by these drone shows. I'm hoping that begins to even replace a lot of these fireworks displays that are so disruptive, but no question about it, it's part of the culture. It's sort of what we do. So Prime Day is also something we do. In the next hour, the best deals in the Amazon Prime Day sale world. We talk to a veteran Prime Day shopper. We'll get to that in the next hour. Mark Thompson here for Tim Conway Jr. We're KFI AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com. Featuring Anna Bay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anna Bay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slipcovers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.